about dollars. Who the f is 50 Cent?
The big homie wanted to look like a gay painter.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. Where's Jay at? He's mad quiet.
Jay said, they said I the 13-year-old. Let's go watch Mufasa.
Everybody get dressed.
Word or a sentence? Eminem.
The best.
Lloyd Banks. Cool. Tony Yayo.
That's my boy. Loyalty.
50 Cent, the rapper.
Still got it, man.
50 Cent, the television producer.
Just getting going.
Future.
Oh, talent.
Nas.
The best.
Jay-Z.
Good business.
50 is finally spilling the truth he's been hitting at for years. And for him, this ain't random at all. He's already seen one so-called untouchable friend crash and burn. So if that can happen, the Basquiat impersonator might be next. This is the beef that just refuses to die. 50 Cent versus Jay-Z, the origin story. Back in 1999, 50 wasn't the global mogul we know now. He was still Curtis Jackson, hustling hard in the underground scene and living proof of survival after getting shot 9 times. Determined to blow up no matter what, he dropped a wild joint called How to Rob, a clever satirical track where he imagined robbing big-name rappers to fund his rise. And yes, Jay-Z was on that list.
Look, when Jay signed his contract, the big one was with Beyonce. When he signed that contract, the marriage contract, he got trophies. Now those fucking trophies, trophies came rolling in, buddy. He started getting Grammys left and right, man. I mean, look, if you look at his career,
This guy. You're gonna let him say that? Jay was getting Grammys.
He had one.
Exactly.
He had one.
And he ain't show up.
He has like 20 now.
Oh, Lord.
He had like 18 since he been down. Look, he had one, bro. Hard Knock Life.
Now, this wasn't some real-life threat. It was a smart way to grab attention in a crowded game. And guess what? It worked like magic. Jay-Z, riding high off Volume 3, Life and Times of S. Carter, caught wind of the song and didn't take it lightly. Word is, he felt some type of way about that track. So what did Hov do? He fired back, live at Hot 97's legendary Summer Jam in 1999. He dropped one of the coldest bars of that era, the kind of line that still echoes in hip-hop history today. And here's where it gets interesting. When 50 was later asked to describe Jay-Z in just a few words, he didn't go for flattery. He said, good business. That's it. Not the best like he said about Eminem and Nas, not loyalty like Tony Yayo, just good business. You know how 50 moves. Every single word that comes out of his mouth is planned like a chess move. But here's the twist most people never caught. Back in 2003, during a Rolling Stone interview, 50 actually saw Jay-Z's response as a compliment. Yeah, you heard that right.
You're not wrong.
He was at the same time. He got them shits. He's like drinking. His pictures with him like fucking things the cup.
Wait a minute. So you're saying the success is derived from the marriage?
I've absolutely been treated differently.
The accolades
Because he's no
marriage.
longer viewed as what, like a street or gangster rapper. Now he's viewed as a businessman, entrepreneur, family man.
And the biggest ones because of the position Beyonce's.
He said that when Jay fired back, he felt validated, like, okay, I've officially arrived. Think about it. If Jay hadn't responded, it would have meant he didn't see 50 as a real threat. But because Jay took time to address him, that meant something. 50 even said that if Jay hadn't clapped back, his career might have never skyrocketed the way it did. So in a crazy twist of fate, Jay-Z's diss ended up helping 50 blow up big time. And blow up he did. By 2003, 50 had locked in that deal with Shady Aftermath and dropped his debut classic, Get Rich or Die Trying. The album went nuclear. Over 9 million copies sold in the US alone. The streets were blasting it, the clubs couldn't stop spinning it, and everyone was quoting that anthem in that club. It wasn't just a hit, it was a full cultural takeover. Even Jay-Z couldn't ignore it. In a 2013 Breakfast Club interview, he admitted that he pulled his Rockefeller crew, Beanie Siegel, Memphis Bleak, the whole squad, and warned them, you got a window right now because 50 Cent is coming. Just 4 months later, In That Club dropped, and that was it. The entire game shifted overnight. You'd expect the tension to explode after that, right? But surprisingly, that's not what happened. Instead, Taking it further, the two actually managed to find a little bit of common ground. In 2003, 50 and Jay-Z actually shared the stage, co-headlining the Rock the Mic tour, a major moment for hip-hop. They even teamed up for a Reebok commercial, freestyling over In That Club, giving fans something they never thought they'd see. But even when things looked smooth between them, 50 couldn't resist throwing a little shade. Later, he bragged that his G-Unit sneakers outsold Jay-Z's C. Carter line by 6-1. That's vintage 50. Even in partnership, he's still keeping score. See, that's the thing about him. Nothing ever slips past 50 Cent. He's always watching, always calculating, and he never forgets. As the years rolled on, the energy between the two started shifting. By the mid-2000s, both had evolved from rappers to moguls. 50 was expanding the G-Unit brand, diving into TV production, and stacking his empire higher every year. Meanwhile, Jay-Z was busy transforming Roc Nation into a global powerhouse, setting the gold standard for what it meant to be a hip-hop businessman. But here's where things took a turn.
I wasn't in the ad because of, look, Jay-Z and them was putting it together. Mm-hmm. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me that I don't know what those issues are.
Even though they cross paths occasionally, like when Jay hopped on the remix of 50's I Get Money in 2007, that tension never really disappeared. It was like an unspoken rivalry that just kept simmering under the surface. Then came 2008, the year 50 stirred things up again. In an interview, he dropped a line that had everyone talking. He claimed that people didn't really know who Jay-Z was before Beyonce. That's a bold statement. Think about it. This is Jay-Z we talking about, a man with multiple platinum albums and a reputation as one of the greatest MCs to ever touch a mic. And 50 basically said his whole fame skyrocketed because he married the biggest pop star on the planet. And when you really sit back and think about it, 50 didn't just say that once. He doubled down on it hard years later. He stood firm on the idea that Jay-Z's whole shift from street hustler to global businessman was powered by who he married. According to 50, all those Grammys, that industry love, and that polished image didn't just come from hustle. It came from the Beyonce effect. Now, I know some Jay-Z fans are probably fuming right now, but wait, we just getting started. Because what 50 been hitting at lately takes this tension to a whole new level. He's been calling Jay-Z his name in connection with some seriously questionable situations.
What are your thoughts on the allegations against Jay-Z?
That was interesting. When I was saying things not knowing exactly what I was saying, but I was going with like, where's Jay at? He's mad quiet. Like while the Puffy thing was going on. But it's obvious now that his team was being made aware that he was in those allegations also. You know, so I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally is that those accusations are crazy.
Things about to get spicy. Let's dive into what he's been calling the Super Bowl sabotage and those wild Basquiat comments, moments that 50 swears proved Jay tried to undercut him when the world was watching. Picture this, it's 2022, and the Super Bowl halftime show is shaping up to be historic. You've got Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar, all set to light up the stage. It wasn't just a West Coast celebration, it was a full-blown salute to hip-hop culture across generations. Now here's the crazy part. With a lineup like that, you'd think 50 Cent, one of the biggest names in rap history, would be an obvious pick, right? Wrong. According to multiple reports and 50 himself, Jay-Z allegedly tried to block him from performing at the Super Bowl. For those who don't know, Jay's company, Roc Nation, has been overseeing the Super Bowl halftime show since partnering with the NFL. So if anyone had the power to influence who made that stage, it was him. 50 has claimed that behind the scenes, Jay wasn't too thrilled about him being added to the show, almost like he wanted to keep that moment reserved for artists he personally backed. That's where 50's frustration really kicked in, because to him, it wasn't just business, it felt personal. He believed Jay was trying to erase him from one of the biggest stages in the world, the Super Bowl itself. Since 2019, Roc Nation, Jay-Z's company, has had major control over the Super Bowl halftime show lineup, meaning Jay had serious influence on who got that spotlight. But when Tony Yayo, 50's longtime G-Unit brother spoke up about what really went down, things got real. Yayo revealed that not everyone in that camp wanted 50 there, except for one person who made it happen. And that person was none other than Eminem. Yo, catch this. 50's day one homie, the guy who signed him to Shady Records, refused to perform at the Super Bowl unless 50 was on that stage too. That's loyalty on another level. That's real brotherhood in an industry that's usually all about politics and egos. But it gets even wilder. When 50 appeared on Big Boy TV to talk about the whole situation, he didn't hold anything back. He said the NFL told him there were supposed issues with him, but he had no idea what those issues actually were. Then he dropped a bomb that had everyone online losing it. So here's what 50 claimed. He said the real reason behind the drama wasn't the NFL at all. It was the big homie, his sarcastic nickname for Jay-Z. According to 50, Jay was the one gatekeeping the Super Bowl stage, making sure only certain artists got through. The NFL took the public blame, but behind closed doors, 50 believed Jay was pulling the strings. When 50 found out that Eminem had to make that call personally, saying he wouldn't perform unless 50 was included, that's when he realized how deep it really went. From that point, he started speaking out with no filter. And then came the wildest part. 50 took it all the way there. He brought up Jean-Michel Basquiat, the legendary neo-expressionist artist that Jay-Z has long admired and styled himself after.
On the same day, bro. What's the day came out the day before the next day?
I was eating Raisin Bran. Okay, I'm eating Raisin Bran. I got my daughter in my arm. I'm scrolling, right? I see somebody screenshot your shit. Is Jay and the whole family at the Possum Fair, and then the comment is 50 said, Jay said, they said I a 13-year-old. Let's go watch Mufasa.
Everybody get dressed. We're going to see Mufasa right now. I just think it was a good look, like angling yourself as
a family man.
Yes.
But they had to go to the premiere,
that
bro.
was planned already. I'm
They had to go to the premiere.
But 50 twisted that admiration into something controversial, calling Basquiat a gay painter and hinting that Jay-Z was copying his whole image. That one statement sent the internet into a frenzy. It wasn't just a diss, it was a full-blown cultural jab that had everyone talking non-stop. Tony Yayo also broke down some key reasons why this whole 50 and Jay-Z beef refuses to fade away. He gave some serious context that makes it all make sense. When G-Unit was running the game, they weren't just hot, they were dominating. The trio of Eminem, Dr. Dre, and 50 Cent was an unstoppable force, selling records like no one else in the early 2000s. That movement was massive. It wasn't just music, it was a cultural takeover. And with that kind of success comes something inevitable: competition, jealousy, and envy. According to 50, Jay-Z always saw him and his camp as a threat, not just back then, but even decades later. That tension never disappeared, it just evolved. And here's the thing, 50 isn't the only one who's thrown shade at Jay-Z's attitude toward the culture. Cameron, another New York legend, recently called Jay out too. He said Jay-Z loves money more than hip-hop. Cam pointed out how Jay showed up for Tom Brady's Hall of Fame ceremony, but didn't pull up for any of the big hip-hop 50th anniversary events. Tony Yayo backed that up, saying it shows the difference between the two. Jay's become distant and corporate, while 50 still stays tapped in with the fans in the streets. That contrast says a lot, but the shots didn't stop there. 50's been clowning Jay-Z's music too. When Jay dropped his introspective album 444 in 2017, 50 didn't exactly call it a masterpiece. He posted and later deleted an Instagram video where he said, "I listened to Jay's 444. That shit was too smart. I felt like I was supposed to be wearing glasses and a tie with a sweater tied around my waist." That's classic 50. Cracking jokes, stirring the pot, and making sure the world knows he's not impressed. Even after all these years, he's still finding ways to keep the rivalry alive. 50 didn't stop at calling 444 too smart. He went even further. He said it sounded like Ivy League shit, labeling it golf course music. Basically, he was clowning Jay-Z for being so far removed from the streets that his sound now catered more to the country club crowd than the block.
And you're not worried at all.
Why?
Because you don't got nothing.
I don't have it.
All right.
There's no girls gonna come out.
Why you sound
Man,
skeptical?
Because I think there are some women
Damn,
that are
Al.
like, no,
Yeah,
I
what's up
think
with
there's
this
some
guy?
women that are like,
This guy's supposed to be from Queens.
let me cook.
Fucked up experience.
You take him off the corner one time.
What I'm saying is I know a couple of extras that fucking throw me.
That's how 50 saw it. Jay wasn't rapping for the people anymore. He was rapping for the elite. Then, in September 2022, 50 hopped on X, formerly Twitter, and dropped a post that gave fans a peek into his real mindset. He wrote, "Young guru, I love you niggas too. I just need somebody to compete with. It makes me find a way. Jay, you know I will always find a way." That one post said it all. For 50, this whole thing isn't just personal, it's motivation. That rivalry with Jay-Z fuels him like nothing else. It's what keeps him hungry, sharp, and constantly plotting his next move. Whether people love it or hate it, Jay-Z is the yardstick 50 measures himself against, his ultimate competitor. But here's where things start heating up even more. The friendly or not so friendly music rivalry is one thing, but what 50's been saying lately about Jay-Z and certain allegations, that's a completely different level of drama. He's been teasing what fans are calling the Mufasa moment, and when reporters asked him directly about those allegations involving Jay-Z, 50 dropped a line that had everyone's ears wide open. Now here's the twist. 50 admitted that when he was cracking jokes and asking, "Where's Jay at?" during all that chaos, he didn't actually realize what was really going on behind the scenes. He was just stirring the pot like he always does. But now, looking back, he hinted that there might have been way more to the story than what anyone saw at the time. But now, according to 50, it's clear as day. Jay-Z's team already knew he was about to be named in some of those serious allegations. And the way 50 spoke on it, whoo, the sarcasm was dripping. He said something like, "I hope it works out, because with his family, the things that go on internally, those accusations are crazy." That line hit the internet like a shockwave. For anyone who hasn't been keeping up, here's what went down. In late 2024, a civil lawsuit was filed accusing Jay-Z of assaulting a 13-year-old back in 2000.
We talked about Jay. Proximity to Diddy. You don't think he knew anything? He's seemingly around Diddy a lot.
No, that was a real suburb question.
Yeah, I know, right?
Proximity.
And the proximity.
Proximity. That's the SAT hit parade word. I had to learn
Proximity,
that.
Jim. Do you think he fucking knew all of the shit that was going on? Then that was like a.
I don't want to incriminate myself.
I know, but the way he said it,
Like I said,
no matter how you answer that shit, you snitching.
But early in 2025, the case was withdrawn after recordings surfaced suggesting that the accuser may have been influenced by her own lawyer to include Jay-Z's name. Jay-Z came out swinging, completely denying everything, calling the whole thing a blackmail attempt. He even filed his own lawsuit against the accuser and her legal team for defamation. As of now, the case is still active in civil court, and no criminal charges have been filed against Jay-Z. But that didn't stop 50 from doing what he does best, turning controversy into a viral spectacle. Right after those allegations hit the headlines, Jay-Z showed up at the Mufasa movie premiere with his family, and 50 wasted no time. He jumped on Instagram, posting about it in a way that had the internet in a frenzy. 50's post basically poked fun at Jay-Z for appearing at a family film premiere so soon after those headlines dropped. And of course, the internet went wild. Some people laughed, others thought it was low, and plenty defended Jay-Z, saying the event had already been scheduled and he was just showing up to support his family like any father would. But for 50, it wasn't about timing or sympathy. It was about making a point, reminding everyone that in his world, nothing escapes his radar. He saw an opportunity to turn the tension up, and he took it. And that's where things started spiraling again, because 50 didn't stop after that Mufasa post. Oh no, he kept pushing buttons. he followed it up with more cryptic posts, clown emojis, and captions that had people decoding every word like it was some kind of secret message. Fans started debating whether he was just trolling or if he knew something more than the public did. Then, in true 50 Cent fashion, he doubled down during an interview, saying, "I just say what everyone else is scared to say." That one line sent shockwaves through social media. Some praised him for keeping it real. Others said he was messy. But either way, he got exactly what he wanted: attention. Meanwhile, Jay-Z stayed completely silent. Not a single statement, not even a subtle response. And that silence only fueled more talk. Some folks said it was a smart move, that Jay was taking the high road, letting his lawyers and legacy do the talking. But others claimed it made him look like he was hiding something, especially since 50 kept bringing it up every chance he got. But here's what's wild. Behind all the drama, 50's strategy became clear. Every time he mentioned Jay's name, his own brand started trending again. His shows, his liquor brand, even his TV projects got spikes in attention. He was turning controversy into currency, literally. Still, there's no denying how deep this rivalry runs. It's not just about music or business anymore. It's personal, led with years of pride, competition, and ego. 50 doesn't just want to win. He wants to prove something, that no matter how powerful Jay-Z becomes, he can still shake the entire industry with a single post.
They think all celebrities are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, and when you see, if I wasn't saying anything, guess what? You could safely say that a person on the outskirts that is not involved in hip-hop culture could think that everybody in hip-hop culture is with that shit.
So by you, you're good, bro. You're fucking good.
Yeah.
You're protecting hip-hop.
Yeah.
If you don't speak out and make them the weirdos, then they're gonna think everybody's
Every
like
single
that.
person is like that.
So while Jay plays chess in silence, 50 plays checkers loud and proud. But somehow, both of them stay winning in their own ways. The game between them never ends, it just evolves. And if you've been watching long enough, you already know, when 50 Cent starts talking, hip-hop always listens. After the chaos of the Mufasa moment, you think things might finally calm down. But nah, not when it comes to 50 Cent. He kept the pressure on, using interviews, social media, and even his TV shows to throw slick little shots at Jay-Z. It's like he treats every platform as another stage for their never-ending chess match. What's wild is that 50 doesn't even need to mention Jay-Z's name directly anymore. Fans can tell when he's talking about him. A single emoji, a sly caption, or a sarcastic comment, and boom, the internet explodes with theories. That's how deep their rivalry runs. It's practically coded into hip-hop culture now. But behind the entertainment, there's something real going on. Insiders say that 50's obsession with calling out industry gatekeepers always circles back to Jay-Z. He sees him as the face of the corporate side of hip-hop, the man who turned the culture into big business. At 50, he's the rebel who built his empire his own way. No cosigns, no filters, no fear. In one recent interview, 50 even said, "They want to make you play nice once you get money, but I never been good at pretending." That line summed up his whole energy. He's the self-made hustler who refuses to play by industry rules, especially if those rules are written by people he doesn't trust. Meanwhile, Jay-Z continues to play it cool. No tweets, no comments, just business as usual. Rock Nation's expanding, his projects keep making headlines, and he seems completely unfazed by 50's constant shade. That's Jay's power move. Silence is strategy. But here's the thing, that silence only gives 50 more ammo. Every time Jay stays quiet, 50 talks louder, making sure his version of the story dominates the spotlight. And whether you love him or hate him, you can't deny the man's marketing genius. He's mastered the art of turning conflict into content. Now the question everyone's asking is, what's next? Because with 50, you know it's never really over. He'll keep poking, keep joking, and keep finding new ways to remind the world that this rivalry isn't dead. It's just evolving with every move they make. One thing's for sure, when it comes to 50 Cent versus Jay-Z, peace was never part of the plan. 50 saw Jay-Z showing up at that Mufasa premiere as a PR move, like he was trying to push this family man image right in the middle of all that controversy. And of course, 50 made sure everyone noticed. He basically framed it like Jay was trying to control the public narrative instead of addressing the situation head on. Now, when people flip it on 50 and ask if he's got skeletons in his closet, he shuts that talk down quick. He said it over and over. He's not worried because he's got nothing to hide. 50 even made a point of saying that if anyone had dirt on him, it would have already come out by now, especially with how much attention he gets on a daily basis. That confidence is part of why he moves the way he does, loud, unfiltered, and fearless. But one of the most jaw-dropping moments came during a recent interview when someone brought up Jay-Z's alleged proximity to you-know-who. The interviewer asked square up, did 50 think Jay knew what was going on with Diddy? And 50's response? Legendary. He said, no matter how you answer that shit, you snitching. That line hit different because think about it. He didn't say no, and he definitely didn't defend Jay-Z either. He danced around it in a way that still left fans buzzing. That's the genius of 50. He knows exactly how to keep the audience hooked, saying just enough to keep the fire burning without ever crossing the line. But here's what 50 really wants people to get. This isn't just about gossip or beef. He says he talks about these things to expose how the industry really works, the politics, the power plays, and how fast loyalty can disappear once money and fame get involved. To him, staying vocal isn't about tearing people down. It's about reminding everyone that no matter how big you get, the truth always surfaces. So yeah, the 50 versus Jay-Z saga might not have a clean ending, but one thing's for sure, it keeps hip-hop alive, raw, and unpredictable. If you're still locked in with this story, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Let me know, do you think he's keeping it real or just keeping it messy?